My name is Eshwaramoorthy. I did my PhD in agriculture in the year 1983 and my postdoctoral in Oxford University Institute of Virology and Environmental Microbiology. I have a lab in the name of Greenlife Biotech Laboratory. The main purpose is to produce biofertilizer, biopesticides and biostimulants for the farmers. You know why it is needed? Because in 1967-68 we went to green revolution and started using hybrid seeds, and because of that we started using high fertilizer response varieties, more fertilizers, because of that more pests and diseases, and we started using more and more chemicals, and as a result landed up now in very less amount of organic carbon in the soil and contamination of water, air pollution, even all our water bodies are contaminated with nitrogen, and all the foodstuffs we are eating have toxic levels of pesticides like insecticides, fungicides and weedicides, which causes diseases like cancer in human life. So there is a need to go back to organic agriculture, because chemical fertilizers, chemical pesticides and all, now we have come to a level where we could not increase our yield levels and the soil is getting deteriorated every year. So we are using biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are nothing but microbial inoculants. Plant requires 16 nutrients, out of which 4 they get it from air and the environment, and the 12 we have to give: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, which are called major nutrients, then calcium, magnesium, sulfur, which is called secondary nutrient, and 6 micronutrients. So all these can be given through microbes, either bacteria or fungi. You know, our soil contains lot of amount of bacteria, fungi, algae and earthworm like other creatures, which now we have killed them. Earlier we used to get a smell when there's a rain in the nearby area. We get a smell called manvasam, and that is all vanished now. No mushrooms coming out of the soil nowadays because of the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. So these biofertilizers are microbial inoculants, or nothing but bacteria and fungi, or sometimes they use algae like blue-green algae, azolla. They are naturally occurring and they give you a lot of nutrients to the plant to grow, which are not harmful to human beings. So for nitrogen, which is the most wanted nutrient by the plant, we have 4 bacteria. One is called Azospirillum, that is Azospirillum, different species. I am using Azospirillum brasiliensis, and next is Acetobacter, another bacterium which is mainly used for dryland crop, and it also produces, apart from fixing nitrogen, it also produces a lot of toxins which are harmful to the plant pathogens. And another is Acetobacter, which is useful mainly for sugarcane and other sugar crops, where the sugar fixation or level of Brix level go up, and commonly used Rhizobium japonicum or Rhizobium indica for pulse crops. So these are all the nitrogen fixing bacterium, and they can fix 25 to more than 75 kgs of nitrogen per hectare per year. Phosphorus. So we have several species of Bacillus solubilizes phosphorus, where phosphorus is always get fixed in the soil, either as calcium phosphate in the plains or aluminum phosphate in the hills. So to solubilize that, we have a lot of species of Bacillus. We use commonly Bacillus macatharum, which is always called as phosphobacterium in the market. And in hills, the bacterium doesn't work. There is a fungus which works, and among the fungus, Aspergillus avameri is the best. So in a plain hills like Ooty or in different states, we have a lot of hill crops where coffee, tea and other crops are grown in hills. The Aspergillus avameri gives the best result. And we have, for the potassium, we have another element, that is Pretoria aurantiae, is a bacterium which mobilizes the potassium, because potassium is highly mobile like nitrogen. So that is taken to the root zone and given to the plant. Next we have vesicular orbicularis mycorrhiza, which is called also as endomycorrhiza. They have ecto and endo. We have the vesicular orbicularis mycorrhiza, and we generally use Calamus radiatus. That's a common species we use. We grow and give. This is apart from solubilizing phosphorus, It increases the uptake of calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and also helps in the uptake or solubilization or mobilization of the micronutrients like iron, zinc, copper, molybdenum, manganese, and boron. So this, since it is in the powder form, there's a lot of demand among the farmers because now labor is very scarce. So they want to go for drip irrigation and all that. So we developed a liquid formulation of VAM. This can be given in the liquid through the micro irrigation systems. In early years, all the biofertilizers were given in powder form. Start with the lignite based. Later we move to talc and other things. But in powder form, the count or the cell count of the biofertilizer is low and the longevity or shelf life is less. So we started developing liquid formulation. Now several liquid formulations are available. They have a higher shelf life or long life. For more than 1 year, they are stable in the market, and also the count is double as the powder form. In biofertilizer and biopesticide production, the purity of the culture, virulence, and pathogenicity are very important. And again, you have to use a selective medium for each microbes. Otherwise, the culture will get attenuated, and under field conditions, it will not work. So we here, this is a laminar flow, and our microbiologists are working. We are mass producing some of the fungal pathogens in this condition, and we have the selective medium like carrot and potato medium in a different combination, and the culture is manufactured, and after 10 to 15 days based on the culture's growth, then we enumerate the population of the bacterium or the fungus, and then look for the contamination level, and if it is good, then it is formulated and given to the farmers. So we are using several fungicides, bactericides, and all to manage the diseases in common in all the crops. But this can be also very effectively managed using the microbes. The most versatile microbe is Pseudomonas fluorescens. It is a ciliate bacterium, so it has a lot of cilia, and it can even move on a thin film of water, enter into the stromatal opening and survive there, and under favorable conditions, it can kill all the fungal diseases like leaf spots or stem rot, root rot, collar rot, this all kind of these diseases. Apart from this, it also can kill the bacterial diseases. Various bacterial diseases are effectively managed by Pseudomonas. We have seen the leaf blight of coconut in a 40 feet height tall tree. When you give 50 ml of Pseudomonas at the bottom, drench along with water at the bottom of the tree, in 1 or 2 months, the leaves will be completely cleared from the leaf blight diseases. That means it can very effectively move into the plant system and kill the pathogen in the leaf, and the leaves become clear from the disease. This is commonly used as a powder form or liquid form. Powder is used at the rate of 4 kg per acre, and liquid is at the rate of 2 liters per acre in the soil. And for spraying, we recommend 10 ml, 5 to 10 ml of liquid per liter. And always it's better for all the disease and pest management organism when you want to go for spraying, you go in the evening hours when there's no radiation from the sunlight and also less temperature, so that during the evening and night hours, when the temperature is less and the climatic conditions are cool, they will start working, and once they enter into the system like insect body or the plant pathogen, then nothing can stop. They will completely control the diseases. This can be also used for some of the common diseases like powdery mildew, downy mildew, but it should be combined with another organism like Bacillus subtilis for rust and the powdery mildew and downy mildew. It gives very effective control, much better than the chemicals. So this Trichoderma viride, this is a fungus and very fast growing fungus, and very effectively controls the system also. It is having a antagonistic property to the plant pathogens, and also competitive nature by which it can compete with it for food and space and kill the plant pathogens. This is used mainly for fungal diseases, and trichoderma is more commonly recommended for soil application than the spray application, because spray generally we give Pseudomonas, and soil application. This also kills all the soil pathogens like root rot, collar rot, wilt, and stem rot. All these diseases are very effectively controlled it can very quickly colonize the rhizosphere soil and give a very effective control. And this is more effective in plains where the pH is above 7. Trichodoma horseanum for hills, when the pH is less than 7, where potato, coffee, tea, pepper, cardamom are grown, Trichodoma horseanum works better than Trichodoma viride. It is also equally good in killing all the fungal pathogens. We make a consortium, sometimes we make a consortium of Trichodoma viride and horse also when the pH levels are varying, like in cardamom and all, and it gives very effective control. Bacillus subtilis, this we named as dual because it acts as a biofertilizer also. It can solubilize phosphorus, mobilize zinc as a biofertilizer, and when you give in the spray or soil application, it also controls the nematodes in the soil, then kills all the diseases. For example, in arecanut, the inflorescence dieback is very effectively controlled by Bacillus subtilis. Bacillus subtilis is the best organism for the control of rust disease in plants, powdery mildew, and downy mildew diseases, apart from controlling all the fungal and bacterial diseases. This also we recommend at the rate of 4 kgs per acre in the soil application, or 2 liters per acre as spray application, or 10 ml per liter of water, and we advise evening application is the best for using Bacillus subtilis. Streptomyces crisis, another bacterium which is a main bacterium used for the production of streptomycin in plant and animal and human health. We have a streptomycin. So this is the organism from where they extract streptomycin. This gives very effective control for sclerotial rot in onion, citrus canker, and several diseases. We are still experimenting for all this. Even pomegranate, the blackening of the fruits, the blackening of the black dots on the fruits is very effectively controlled by Streptomyces crisis. The same dose we give 10 ml per liter. Bacillus licheniformis recently, and this organism also very effective for the control of the leaf diseases like blight, leaf spots, and other things. So that's why we put the name as leaf care. It can be combined with either Bacillus subtilis or we combine with Pseudomonas and give it. Sometimes we give alone also to control the leaf diseases. The dose is 10 ml per liter of water. So for insect control, we use a number of fungi and bacteria. Sometimes viruses are also used, but virus is not commercially that much available in the market because we have to multiply the host insect and then virus. So we produce a lot of fungi, and in insects we divide them in two groups: the chewing insect and sucking insect. Of course, subterranean insect like termites and white grubs also there. So the chewing insects are mainly controlled by a fungus called Bavaria bassiana. So this kills all the insects belonging to the order Lepidoptera, because Lepidoptera is the most important group which damages the plant as the borers, chewing insects, leaf-eating caterpillars, and all that. And of course, it also controls grasshoppers, termites, and all that. So this Bavaria bassiana is widely used in the entire world. In Russia, for potato pest control, this most commonly used is Bavaria bassiana. We produce in powder form as well as in liquid form. So here what happens is once you spray or apply there in the field, the conidia or the spore germinates and enters into the plant insect body using an enzyme called chitinase. So the insect cuticle contains chitin that is get dissolved and this enters into the insect body. Once it enters into the insect body, temperature or humidity is not a problem. Producing by toxins like bevericin and various toxins, it kills the insect. After the killing the insect, in 3 or 4 days, lot of mycelium, white color mycelium comes out, on which a number of spores are produced. These spores are carried by wind and water and all, it gets spread. So unlike chemical, where it is effective for 3 or 4 days, after that it doesn't work. Here it works for several things, and there are reports where Bavaria worked for 14 years in some soil for soil insect in USA. So this we are using for spraying. 5 to 10 ml of the solution is used for spraying, or 10 gram per liter of water for spraying. In soil application, we recommend 2 liters per acre for the control of earwigs or soil pests like termites or white grubs. And in the case of powder form, 4 to 5 kgs are used. The liquid can there for about 1 year. once we produce and supply to the farmer or to the dealer point, and powder form are for more than 6 months. And as I told in biofertilizer, here the powder form is only contains half of it. For example, we produce liquid form at the concentration of 2.5 into 10 power 9. That is 10 followed by 9 zeros, number of crores. So powder form is just 1 into 10 power 9. So half of the dose only is available in the powder form. So liquid form is always better. Application methods also better. You can use in drip water, drip irrigation, or other methods in soil. Or spraying also, liquid is better for drone and other type of sprayers. This mechanism, this also equally affects as like Bavaria, but it is used for mainly coleopter insects. Coleopter insects are called beetles or weevils and grubs, so that you have a thick elytra, thick skin. The foreskin is commonly, so that kind of group. You get white grubs very commonly in Karnataka, and all termites. You will see the termitorium much taller than our height, 12 feet, 14 feet termites and all. This gives very effective control of termites and white grubs, and also it can be used for spraying for various coleopter insects on the plant like weevils and all. It gives very effective control. So the same kind of dose which I told for Bavaria is applicable to this one also. Verticillium, it is mainly used for the sucking insects. So sucking insect have a proboscis and it sucks the layer, so it doesn't have a mandible. So all the sucking insects like aphids, thrips, scale insects, mealybugs, leaf hoppers, plant hoppers, all can be very effectively controlled by verticillium. So this is again used at the same dose, 10 power 9, 2 in 10 power 9 is the liquid dose. You use about 10 ml per liter, and in soil insect it is 2 to 3 liters is generally used for. For example, in rocky and all you get root aphids. Then there are root mealybugs. So all that for in tuberose you have a mealybug in the root system. So all that can be effectively controlled by using this verticillium either in powder or in liquid form. Farmer gets chewing insect and sucking insect in the field. We cannot go for two different sprays. So we make a combination of Bavaria bassiana and verticillium licani in the same bottle, so that he can spray and he can control both the chewing insects of the Lepidopteran or Coleopteran insects and also sucking insects of Gemipteran or Thysanopteran type. All this can be very effectively used in this base event. This is most commonly now we give because the farmer may get all the insects at the same time in the crop. So this can be very effectively controlling all those insects. Bacillus thuringiensis, this was earlier registered in India. They stopped it because they used Bacillus thuringiensis, variety thuringiensis, which is harmful to silkworm. Now we are using Bacillus thuringiensis, variety israeliensis. It is not harmful to silkworm. In states like Karnataka, where sericulture is a very important profession for the farmers, so this can be used in sericulture field itself without affecting the silkworms, and it can be used for the control. The mode of action is different from the fungi. This acts as a stomach poison. Once the chewing insect takes inside the stomach, then it goes to, releases its parasporal crystal protein, which is a toxin, and that toxin first the epithelial gut and then enters into the bloodstream producing the toxin. So once it erodes the epithelial gut, like we get ulcer, then the insect stops its gut paralysis. There is no movement of the gut and it is unable to digest the food and then die. So in the case of BT, the mortality is much quicker compared to the fungal pathogen because fungus is a contact poison. It has to enter into the body through skin or mouth, then multiply inside. Here it is immediately killing because of the toxin like an insecticide. It can kill within 24 hours insect. Specific for mite, we have Epiphylla thompsoni, you have red spider mite, eriophyte mite in jasmine and other crops. Coconut also we have a eriophyte mite. All these mites can be controlled using this Epiphylla. It's a fungal pathogen. It is very effectively used for mainly for mite control, and this is we are producing and giving it to jasmine farmers and other farmers in brinjal, chilies and all where there is a severe outbreak of red spider mite. This gives a very effective control. Nematodes are not seen by naked eyes. They are inside the soil, except on two cases. In one is in paddy and another is in tuberose. We have the aerial nematodes. In all other cases, the nematodes are soil borne, remains inside the soil. And you see the tomato or chilies, you pull the plant, there will be a lot of big nodules. It is nothing but the nematodes remaining inside. They prevent the conduction of water and the nutrients to the plant, so the plant becomes sick, doesn't reproduce, and ultimately the plant die. And in a crop like banana, you see the Fusarium wilt, that is called as banana wilt. The Fusarium oxysporum variety cubensi is transmitted into the rhizome of the banana by only the nematodes, Rhodophilus similis. So there are several kinds of nematodes, and there are some nematodes like Melodagain. The root knot nematode has more than 3,000 host plants. These nematodes are very, the farmers are using very costly chemicals to control it, but those chemicals may not be effective as an ovicidal. They are not killing the eggs. So again, after 2 months or so, again the nematodes coming. But we have two products. One is Bacillomyces lelacinus, another is Puchonia chlamydospora. The Puchonia chlamydospora is very recently developed by Indian Institute of Horticulture Research. These are very effective for the control of nematodes. We are giving in the powder form or liquid form. Powder we give as 4 kg per hectare, that is 2 kg of Puchonia and 2 kg of Bacillomyces, and liquid form 2 liters in 1 liter in each for even banana, chilies, tomato, bendi, all crops, and this gives very effective control and long lasting control. Only thing is, when you apply in soil any of our bio agents, biofertilizer or biopesticides, the organic carbon level should be high. There should be a better organic carbon, so you should apply more organic matter. Then that helps a healthy crop. You get a very good yield, and your profits all will go high.